Myself, Sanjeeva Narayan Singh, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering, working as a Research and Development Coordinator for Department of Civil Engineering. Currently, I am here to teach the final year students the subject Geology and Soil Mechanics. This is the first lecture and the subject is Geology and Soil Mechanics. So the course number is RC071. It is of 3 hours credit, 3 credit hours, and the syllabus of Abdul Kalam Technical University and at IIMT College, Greater Noida. So now I begin. The geology, what is geology? For a civil engineer, when we learn why we need to learn geology and soil mechanics, what is the use of the subject? First of all, I want to make you aware. So basically, if we talk about geology, geo means earth. Geo means earth in Greek language. And logy means study, to study the earth. Why we need to study the earth? Because all our projects, all our construction projects, any civil engineering construction projects we talk about has to deal with the earth. Now, when we talk about soil mechanics, so soil mechanics is a term. The soil is formed by the weathering of rocks. When the rock, in due course of time, due to the effect of climate, temperature variation, and harshness of nature, it expands and contracts. In due course of expansion and contraction, it breaks into smaller pieces. So a big size stone will break into smaller pieces, and in due course of time, it will go on breaking into smaller pieces until it forms a sand, minute crystals. Now the sand also breaks into much smaller particles. They are so small that they become ions and they start interacting with each other. And so the sand grains form into soil of very, very minute particles, and ultimately the humus content, the organic content, when mixes into the soil, they form the clay soil. So when we talk about soil mechanics, soil is admixture of inorganic and organic matter. So let us define geology and soil mechanics. So when we define geology, how we define geology? So geology is a science. It is a science which deals with study of earth. Now, what is soil mechanics? How do we define soil mechanics? I'll just write the definition. Write the definition of soil mechanics. Soil mechanics basically laws of mechanics of solid and fluid. Laws of mechanics of solid and fluid, when applied to soil, to study their behavior. Forms soil mechanics. Now, the most important part is the behavior of the soil. So, laws of mechanics of solid and fluid, when applied to soil to study their behavior, forms the soil mechanics. Now, under the application of various forces on solid and various forces on the fluid inside the pores of the soil, and how they behave, this is what we study in soil mechanics. So, in geology, we study the earth, the physical characteristics of the earth, the chemical characteristics of the rocks which form the earth. So, geology and soil mechanics we have already defined, and we should now move further into the subject. So, further into the subject, we need to know the various branches of geology. Let us discuss the branches of geology. What are the various branches of geology that we need to study? Physical geology, second is mineralogy, third is petrology, fourth is structural geology, fifth is paleontology, then these are the 5 branches, and the 6th branch that we talk about is stratigraphy. The 7th branch is, another name for stratigraphy is historical geology. Historical geology, and the 7th branch is economic geology. So these are the 7 branches of geology that we need to discuss in brief. One by one, I would like to discuss these 7 branches. So let us discuss physical geology. So let us discuss physical geology. Now, what is physical geology? It deals with principles and processes acting on Earth's surfaces. Principles and processes acting on Earth's surfaces. So it deals with principles and processes acting on Earth's surfaces like volcanoes, earthquake, landslide. This is what we study in physical geology. Now next in mineralogy, what do we study in mineralogy? Minerals which form building units of rocks. So minerals forming building units of rock. Formation, occurrence and properties. So rock formations, composition, their occurrence and properties. So this is what we study in mineralogy. Now petrology. What do we study in petrology? Types of rocks forming earth crust. So types of rocks forming earth crust. This is what we study in petrology. In structural geology, study of arrangement of structural relations of rocks. So structural relations, structural relations of rocks. We study in structural geology. For example, folds, faults and joints. So this is what we study in structural geology. Now in paleontology, Here we study remains of ancient life. Remains of ancient life preserved in rocks. This is what we study in paleontology. Now, historical geology. In historical geology, we study the history of Earth. History of Earth as depicted by rock layers. So this is what we study in historical geology. Another name for historical geology is stratigraphy. So after stratigraphy, there is one more branch of geology. One more branch of geology, that is economic geology. Economic geology. Economic geology basically deals with occurrence, origin, and distribution of earth material. So not all earth materials, but materials which are valuable to humanity. So occurrence, origin, and distribution. Occurrence, origin, and distribution of earth materials valuable to humanity. With application to industry and engineering. So this is what we deal with in the various branches of geology. Now we will discuss importance of geology in civil engineering. So when we talk about importance of geology in civil engineering, I'll just write down the points and I'll discuss them in detail. So the first point that we talk about is construction materials. Second point we talk about is river erosion. Third point is tunneling. Fourth point is foundation. Fifth is groundwater. Sixth is stability against fold fault joint. And let us add one more point, and that is it is with respect to contouring in surveying. So we can discuss these points one by one. Why geology is important in civil engineering? Construction material. So when we talk about construction material, how do we build our houses? We need concrete, we need bricks. So how concrete is prepared? We need stone aggregates. Stone aggregates are obtained from the rocks, for which type of rocks will give us more strength. So in order to understand the strength of aggregate, we need to study the rocks, the type of rocks and stones which will give the maximum strength in concrete. Now, as far as the soil is concerned, which soil can be molded into a brick and burnt, which will give the best quality of bricks? So soil also we need to study. We need to study the rock. In order to study soil, we need to study soil mechanics. In order to study rocks, we need to study geology. So whatever construction materials that we use in civil engineering originates from rocks and soil, for which we need to study geology and soil mechanics. Now next we move to river erosion. When we talk about river erosion, we have seen floods in various parts of our country, especially in UP and Bihar, where thousands and lakhs of population is affected. All their houses are washed away, many die also, they drown in the floods. So much loss to economy and everything. So we need to study the river, how the river erosion will take place. If a river erosion is taking place, it has the potential to wipe out big towns and villages. Suddenly disappears, and all the people staying in the towns and villages, they die. So we need to study river erosion. In order to study river erosion, we need to study geology and the behavior of soil. We have already discussed that mechanics of solid and mechanics of fluid we apply to the soil, and that is what we study in soil mechanics. So we need, why this is important in civil engineering? Because we need to study river erosion. Now, tunneling. Wherever we need to shorten the distance from one place to another through a mountain or a hill, or wherever we don't have enough spaces on the surface ground, example in Delhi, we need to build tunnels inside the rocks for the metro train to run. Now to construct tunnels, we need to study the nature of the rocks, the joints, the faults, we need to study those things. And we need to take enough precaution while constructing the tunnels so that they do not cause accidents by collapse of the rocks due to cracks in them. We need to find out at the time of construction of tunnels by ultrasound and various other technical methods. Now, we need to study the foundation. The foundation of what? Foundation of a building, foundation of a dam, foundation of a bridge. Now, when we need to construct a foundation, the load that the foundation is going to transfer to the soil, whether the soil or the rock will bear the load of the structure. So as a part of civil engineering, when we need to construct a structure, be it any building foundation, be it a bridge foundation, be it any other dam foundation or any other structure whose foundation need to be constructed, we need to study the impact of the load on the rock, whether it will be able to bear, or what kind of foundation we need to construct so that the soil that is available at the site is able to bear the load of the building or the load of the bridges. So when we construct foundation, we need to study geology and soil mechanics. So now next is groundwater. So every human being needs clean, potable drinking water, and potable drinking water is available in the ground layers, the aquifers. Now the water which transfers to the ground, are pure and crystal clear. They are filtered, they get filtered while they pass through the rocks. So the groundwater, we need to study the availability of groundwater, at what depth it is available, and whether it is feasible to draw the groundwater, and where it is available, where it is not available. Then we have type of quality of the water, and that is brackish water and potable water. We need to test the quality of the water. For that, we need to study the type of rocks available, whether they are the aquifers available, the type, whether they are impermeable or permeable rocks. That give us the idea about the groundwater. Now we need to study the stability against fold, fault and joint. So whatever structure that we construct on rock or on earth, and if any fold, fault and joint is available there, we need to repair those fold, faults and joints so that the structure, if we construct on them, sustain the load, the rock sustains the load of the structure, and when the structure does not, the rocks does not give way after the structure is constructed. So we need to study, and for that we need to study geology and soil mechanics. And last but not the least, contouring in surveying. So we need to study the contours, the rocks and the soil, how the contour of a particular area is available in a particular area to build railway tracks, to build roads and highways, and to make them more economical and feasible to traverse from one part of a country to another. So for that we need to do contouring and surveying, and for that we need to study the geology and soil mechanics in civil engineering. With this, I end this first lecture, and in the next lecture, I will discuss mineralogy. So I will discuss the mineralogy and physical properties of minerals in second lecture. Thank all of you.